Hi guys, Sarah here from Noni by New Age, Australia and New Zealand. Now I have actually done this presentation already, but I'm going to do it again because we have excitedly looks like, now the month hasn't finished and we have to wait for all of the volume to close, but we look like to actually have a couple of people qualified for our Africa incentive for 2021. So the trip for Africa is in 2021. Now is the time to be qualifying. For those that have kept up to date with us, in February, Sean came down to Melbourne. We had a meeting down there and we announced a special deal that for our Africa incentive for our region, we were going to do a bonus month. So it meant that if you hit the qualification, certain qualifications we set for March, then you only had to do it in 1 month. Otherwise, you still have the rest of the year to qualify for the incentives that I'm about to show you. It's just that you need to do them as per the standard qualifications that we set. So exciting because we are hoping, fingers crossed, that we have got a couple of people already qualified to go to Africa, which is super, super cool. But we'll announce that once anything's finalized and obviously once it all comes through. But we have some people working really hard and really, really appreciate the efforts that they're putting in to help promote their business and increase their network and help share out good products for people to help keep them feeling good, feeling healthy, being healthy, and providing them with an opportunity to create a little bit of extra money for themselves. Alrighty, so this one presentation was called Set Your Business Targets for Traveling the Globe in 2021. This whole coronavirus going on right now doesn't look like we'll be traveling too far out of our houses soon for 2020, but we can definitely be getting some trips paid for 2021. It'll almost be like a reward for having survived through this. Okay, so firstly, both of the incentives that I'm going to recap again for you today are based off you knowing your QV6 baseline from 2019. Okay, so both of these incentives I'm going to show you are based off your QVP6, which is qualifying volume through personal generations in 6 levels, your baseline from 2019. Now, you can find out your baseline by calling us, or you can simply log into your Morinda.com website, go into the back office. Now on the front page, just on the dashboard, you don't need to go hunting everywhere. Scroll down, okay? At the bottom of that page, you will see 2 trackers. First is the GBS 2021. And actually the other tracker, I just this morning did another presentation on the Shape Challenge bonus. You are also going to see a tracker for your Shape Challenge bonus. So you can really start to look at your business and see where you're at for qualifying for the Shape bonus as well. So we're not doing Shape right now. We did that one earlier. I hope you catch that presentation. It is up in our Facebook group and we'll put it up on YouTube. But today we are doing the Global Business Summit and the RBS in Africa. Global Business Summit is in the US 2021 and our RBS is in Africa 2021. Both incentives have a baseline. The baseline is your QV personal volume through 6 generations baseline from 2019, and that is your target that you need to then increase volume by in our qualifications. So even though this says GBS 2021 baseline, it is the same baseline that you're going to use for Africa. So first, let's recap through what is our RBS event and the qualifications. Now, because the month is nearly closed for March, we have had a special month this month for March for our Africa incentive. If you qualified for 2 levels of it, or 2 of the levels of it, then you only had to meet it once. But we're going to talk, my presentation today is about how to qualify for that event and having the whole of 2020 to do so. So for the first time, our region, Latin America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Australia, New Zealand region will have a summit in Africa, which will include a safari, ultimate trip. A lot of bucket lists, people have this on their bucket list. It's where you want to go. I have been on a safari in Africa. It is an amazing experience, okay? Now, you have from January, which we've already done it, but from now until December 2020 to qualify for this event. Now, we do anticipate the event will be in about February or March of 2021. We obviously want to pick the best time to be going to Africa for the experience of everybody. And so we will confirm that date as we get closer to the time. Now, what's the deal? So the deal is that if you can increase your average QV6 baseline, so remember that number I said for you to go looking for, or you can call us and get it. So you get your baseline number, okay? That is your base. So you need to build your business volume up by 4,800 points over your baseline and have 3 corals in your business. Now, a coral in your business is an IPC that you have personally sponsored on a 120 order ship. That is a requirement for a coral, okay? So a coral just needs to be 120 order ship and IPC membership. 3 of those you need to have sponsored on your first generation. So personally sponsor 3 corals, increase your baseline number by 4,800 in 1 calendar month, and then do that twice in the promotional period, okay? And you will be rewarded with 4 days and 3 nights of accommodation for 2 people at our Africa event 2021, okay? So you get an invitation and you'll have your accommodation paid for 2 people at this fantastic event. Now, step it up, okay? So increase your average QV6 volume because you want to get your flight paid for, right? So if you want to get your flight paid for and your lodging paid for, this is what you need to do. You need to increase your baseline, again, our 2019 average baseline, by 12,000 points, and again, have 3 qualified corals, okay? And you need to do this in 2 of the calendar months. They don't need to be the same following months. Can't be the same month if it's twice, right? They need to be in 2 separate months, okay? They could be 1 month after the other. They could be April, and then they could be December, okay? But as long as you've done 2 months in the qualification period from January to December 2020, met the requirements within a month and done it twice, then you will receive the corresponding reward for it. Now, the third one is actually if you increase your QV6 baseline by 12,000 points, 3 qualified corals. So again, a coral is just having 3 personally sponsored IPCs on your first generation on a 120 QV order ship or monthly subscription. And if you maintain that, if you qualify that for 4 of the months, so any 4 months from now till December, then you'll receive an invitation for 4 days, 3 nights for lodging for 2 people, flight, and a safari. Okay, so number 1, if you go for number 1, you're going to get your accommodation paid for 2 people. Okay, no flights, but you got your accommodation. Number 2, if you reach the number 2 qualification, then you're going to have your flights and your accommodation paid for 2 people, and 1 flight and 1 safari excursion paid for. Okay, so your guests will need to pay for their flight and their safari. But if you can actually build this up and do that same requirement in 4 months, then you'll get the incentive paid for all of the deal for 2 people. So flights, accommodation, and the safari for 2 people. Alrighty, so let's just go through a couple of the rules for it. The qualification is that they do not need to be consecutive, okay? You don't have to do 2 months in a row. You just need to do the 2 months, or if you're going for the big one, you're gonna go for it in 4 months. They don't have to be all together. Corals can be new or existing as long as they qualify for the rank of a coral. So, recap, a coral is an IPC that you have personally sponsored on a 120 order ship, and they meet that requirement in your month, and you have 3, okay? For those enrolled before 2019, the average QV6 is taken over the year, okay? But your baseline, you just need to know that baseline number. It is in Marinda back office, or you can call us. The event is only for our region, okay? So this is not for other regions to participate in. It is only for members that are registered in our region to be able to qualify and attend. The reward is non-transferable. Okay, if we can't make the trip, I'm really sorry to say you're not going to be, it's not transferred to another event. However, you will have obviously earned some great commissions on having done the qualification anyway, so I know that you'll get rewarded. But of course, we want you at the event. And Only by UAs does reserve the right to make any modifications or changes to this depending on, with necessary responsibility of the country. Okay, now, Global Business Summit. Our Global Business Summit for 2021 is an international convention. It's an event that we put on for everyone in the world to come to, okay? Everybody can go to it, but if you would like to have some of that trip or all of that trip paid for, then we have set a qualification requirement that will allow you to earn some of those costs to be paid for by Only by New Age. So at these conventions, you can see all new products that we're bringing out, any new business opportunity. You network with like other distributors from all over the world. You know, potentially you have got upline that's somewhere else in the world and you've never even met them. This could be the chance where you get to meet them and start to really pull together great plans and share ideas, and you get inspired by so many other people from all over the world. So to qualify for the events. So again, remember our baseline that we talked about. You can call us or it's in the back office, we'll tell you and you can see it, okay? So we have actually 4 tiers for the Global Business Summit. Now, some of the requirement is the same as the African incentive, okay? So some of you who are qualifying for the African incentive will also automatically qualify for some of the rewards in our Global Business Summit. So I think that really is a great thing because you're not kind of having to do 2 things at once. You're kind of achieving 2 things at once by doing the activities that we're promoting you to do. So tier 1, to get 1 night accommodation paid for in our Global Business Summit, you need to be personally paid as Jade or above and increase your QV6 personal baseline of 12,000. Okay, so you do need to hit the requirement of Jade or above. That's a little bit different from our Africa incentive. Our Africa incentive doesn't put a title requirement on you. It asks that you have 3 personally sponsored corals, but it doesn't put a title requirement on yourself. But it does have the same, there is part of it that is the same 12,000 increase, okay? So tier 1, to have a night's accommodation paid for at our Global Business Summit, is to be personally paid as Jade or above and increase your QV6 baseline average by 12,000 in 1 calendar month. Now, again, you only actually have to do this once. All of these incentives that we have on the Global Business Summit, you actually only need to do them once throughout the qualification period, okay? Qualification period is now. It's now through till December 31st. Tier 2, to get yourself 2 nights accommodation. You need to be personally paid as Jade or above and increase your QV6 baseline by 24,000. Tier 3, to have 3 nights accommodation, you need to be personally paid as Jade or above and increase your personal volume by 36,000 over your baseline. Or tier 4, to have all of your hotel, your IPC flights and a guest, be Jade or above and increase your personal volume by 48,000. Okay, all of these requirements, you do them in 1 calendar month. Now, there is part here that I wanted to make sure you knew about. So QV, understanding QV. QV is what you earn points that are valued on our products, on our commissionable products. They all have a QV value. Okay, so those are the points throughout your team. So between yourself and your team of within 6 generations is the volume that you're trying to increase. Okay, this is a great incentive to duplicate, to promote new people into your business and inspire them with the idea of traveling to these events and qualifying for themselves. So when we say QV, we mean qualifying volume. When we put a number against it, we're saying how many levels through, okay? Qualifying volume comes from the sales of your commissionable products sold between yourself and your 6 generations. So all of your generations between yourself and your 6. So get online, give us a call, and know your baseline. Set out a target. Which one do you want to go to? Do you want to go to both? Like I said, working on one could actually see at another, which is fantastic. And we are excited because we have already got some people that look like they may qualify. Fingers crossed. And we want to see you at these events. They are fantastic events. We've never been to Africa before, so this is an exciting one to go to. This will be talked about for many, many, many years to come. Okay, I wish you all a fantastic day. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and take care of your friends and your family. Have a great day. See you.